Welcome. In this video, we're going to go over subqueries, specifically what they are, the benefits of using them. We're going to go over some examples of basic subqueries and their use, and we're going to go over using subqueries to pull the most recent records. Remember that thing we couldn't do in our joins? We're going to go over that here. Well, what is a subquery? A subquery, also sometimes called a nested query, is a query that is run inside of another query in order to return a row or set of rows of data for use in the primary query. What that means is that you can select data and use it almost as a new table to join in with your original query. The benefits of subqueries are they allow us to dynamically obtain information that we need, and they also allow us to get information in a way that may not be available at the processing state we need. Because of our group by, our order by didn't work earlier, but we can use subqueries to accomplish the same thing and get our recent dates. So let's go over an example of why we would need to use a subquery. You may remember this purchase table earlier. It contains our product info, but it doesn't have a product ID because it was never intended to connect to a product table. Well, if we wanted to use this info in our new queries, we wouldn't be able to connect them because of the lack of a key. However, with a subquery, we can find the appropriate product ID based on the product name. So let's do that. Here, instead of selecting from purchase, we're actually looking for the information that's in product. So we're going to select star from product, where product dot name, which was what we had the name of the product as, equals, and here's where we begin our subquery. Select product from purchase where ID equals 9. This will allow us to pull the information that we need based off the product name, because our product table, our purchase table, has the name of product, which is the same as the product.name. So when we run it, we see that P's, which exists in our purchase table, is actually product ID 5. And we could use that information to join it back in with the rest of the data. So that's fine if we know the ID or only want to pull one record, but what if we wanted to find all of the products that match our name that we have in the purchase table? Well, one way to do that with subqueries is to use right join. That will allow us to join all of the results of the query in with the main query. Let's show that now. We'll still be selecting star from product, but now it will be right joined, and we'll start our query. Select purchase.id as PID. It's good to give things like ID that are very vague different names when you're using subqueries so that you can reference them later and so you don't get confused. From purchase. And now we're actually going to do a join in the subquery. From purchase, join product on product equals name. Now we're going to give the result of this a name so that we can use it as a table. For now, we'll just call it A. And we'll say as A, just so that we have some more things here. Now this happens just like a table would. So we're still in the middle of our join. We now have to say what we're joining on. So we say on product.id equals PID. And that will allow us to join product to the results of this query. And if we run this, we can now get the product ID of every name that matches something in our purchase table. So we can now use it even though it doesn't have a key. We'll continue on with these in our next video.